Hello everyone. This video is in anticipation of the maths board exams which are due to start. And here I have the PDF of the NCERT. NCERT is the most important book for revising from the last 3-4 days that you have before the maths examination. Kindly follow the NCERT strictly. This is enough for you to score at least 80 to 90%. Of course, there will be some questions which are of higher levels questions, which you can practice some sample papers. But today, this video is all about going through the NCERT thoroughly so that you have no regrets that this question type was given in the NCERT, but you didn't do that, right? So this is a quick run through of the NCERT and the important questions. So when I go down chapter 1, so the most important questions that can come from chapter 1, we are straight away going to the second exercise, that is exercise 1.2 based on the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. And here, please remember to learn up this theorem, that what is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So if you see this, read this, that every composite number can be expressed as a product of prime numbers. And this factorization is unique apart from the order in which the prime factors occurs. Please do learn up this, because if you are having a number, let's say 10 factors can be 5 into 2 into 1 or 2 into 5 into 1 or 1 into 2 into 5. The order doesn't matter, but what is important is that the factors are unique. So basically, the fundamental theorem of arithmetic is what? It is basically any composite number. Composite numbers are opposite of prime. That means which has more than 2 factors. So every composite number can be expressed as a product of prime numbers. And the second exercise is based on that. And here we should know how to find out the HCF and LCM of numbers, and also to verify that HCF into LCM is the product of numbers. So if you see example number 6, find HCF and LCM. You don't have to do the verification. That is HCF and LCM by prime factorization method. The Euclid division lemma and algorithm need not be done. That's cancelled. So we are doing only the prime factorization method. So this is an expected question, finding HCF and LCM of 2 numbers or 3 numbers. If it is 2 numbers, like question number 2, then we have to also do the verification that HCF into LCM is product of 2 numbers. If it is 3 numbers, you just have to find HCF or LCM. Then if you are having a question that check whether something can end with to the power 0, with digit 0, 6 to the power n, can it end with 0? So what you need to do is find out the factors of the number given. For any number to end with 0, it has to be a multiple of 10. That means the factors necessarily have to be 2 and 5. So if you look at the factors of 6, it is 2 and 3. So 2 is there, but 5 is not there. So this number cannot end with 0. Then explain why these are composite numbers. This type of questions can come. Here, what we need to do is solve this and show that the final answer is made up of more than 2 factors, right? So this is what is expected in the second exercise. Then we go to the third exercise, how to prove a number is irrational. This is very, very important. Definitely we can expect a question. Prove that root 2 is irrational, prove that root 3 is irrational, prove root 5 is irrational, and so on. Please learn up the procedure if you haven't done. And I'm sure that you have been doing this over a period of time. So this you can revise. So our third exercise is based on proving a number is irrational. So only this much has to be done from chapter number 1. Then we move on to chapter number 2, right? We move on to chapter number 2. Chapter number 2 in our course is polynomials. The first one, if you see, is based on graphs. The first exercise is based on graphs. You have to just see the number of intersection points. The number of intersection points will give you the number of zeros of the polynomial. Now, these basic definitions are important for MCQ. What is a linear polynomial? A polynomial where the degree is 1. Degree means the highest power of the polynomial is 1. You'll have to see the power. If it is 1, it is linear. If the degree is 2, it is quadratic. If the degree is 3, it is called cubic. And if the degree is 0, it is called a constant polynomial. So these are questions which can come in MCQ, right? So here, when we are doing the graphical question, there is no drawing of graph, only the graph is already given to us. You just have to find the number of zeros. So number of zeros is the number of times this graph is intersecting or touching the x-axis. So here we will say this particular polynomial has only 1 0. If it is not touching at all, it is no zeros. If it is touching 2 times or intersecting, see here, this is intersecting 3 times, the number of zeros is 3. So you can again expect an MCQ based on the number of zeros. Again, I'm repeating, drawing of graphs will not be there, but you just have to see the graph and predict the number of zeros. So that's an easy question here. So 2.1 is taken care of. Then we go on to 2.2. In 2.2, finding zeros is very important. How to find the zeros? That is by splitting the middle term or by using the identities a square minus b square. There is some question based on that. And also there are some questions where you have to find the zeros and verify the relation between zeros and the coefficients. That is exercise 2.2. So in this exercise 2.2, this is important here. All these questions you need to practice how to split the middle term. Here, this part 5 is important, t square minus 15. So this is in the form of a square minus b square. 15 can be written as root 15 whole square. So you'll split it into a plus b, a minus b, find out the zeros. And what is the verification formula? There are 2 verification formulas. Alpha plus beta is minus b by a, and alpha beta is c by a. You have to use both verification formulas, remember that. So kindly practice all these parts. And also the third part is important because here the order 6x squared minus 3 minus 7x is given. First, you will have to rearrange this. It's not like the other question where already the arrangement is done for you. Here you will have to bring 7x minus 7x to the second term as the second term and shift minus 3 to the last term. And then you will split the middle term, find out the zeros. In question number 2, the sum and product are given. So you will use the formula x square minus some x plus product and find out the quadratic polynomial. Please remember, if you are having a denominator, then multiply each term with the denominator. So it's a very simple chapter again. Only these things have to be done. The division algorithm and the cube, all this is cancelled. So you will straight away go to chapter number 3. Chapter number 3, that is linear equations. In linear equations, the cross multiplication method is deleted. The other methods are there, starting from the graphical method. Please do practice a few sums where you have to draw the graphs of the questions. So the graphs, there are 3 types of graphs. You should know that. Intersecting lines, that is when you have a unique solution. And we have parallel lines when we have no solution. And when one line is coincident on the other, then we'll have infinite solutions. So for that, you'll have to write down and remember the 3 conditions of unique solution. Unique solution is when a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, right? So you have 2 equations. a1 by a2 not equal to b1 by b2 is unique. When you draw the graph of that, you will find that in a unique solution, the lines will intersect. If you see a graph like this, these are parallel lines. That means there will be no solution. No solution is when a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2, right? And not equal to c1 by c2 because it's no solution. And infinitely many solution is when one line is coincident on the other, that is a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 not equal to c1 by c2. So all the conditions you should know. So here in the first exercise, you have some questions. In these questions, what you need to do is the word problem has to be converted into equations, and then you have to draw the graph of this. So this is the graphical method. So graphical method is important. And moving further, this is what I was telling you, the conditions. a1 by 2 not equal to b1 by b2, you will get intersecting lines, and you will get unique solution. All are equal, that is coincident lines, you will get infinitely many solutions. And a1 by 2 equal to b1 by b2 not equal to c1 by c2, this will be parallel lines, that is you will get no solution. So all the 3 types of graphs you should practice. Then solving of linear equations, you need to know by the methods that are given here, elimination and substitution. Before that, you should know whether equations are consistent or inconsistent. Consistent means it has a solution. So it could be unique solution or it could be infinitely many solution. Inconsistent means no solution. So without solving, just by comparing the ratios, we'll be able to find out this a1, a2, b1 by b2, c1 by c2. Just learn of those conditions and you'll be able to do those. And here you have a question here of the graph, question number 7. This is important. You are drawing the graphs here and finding the vertices of the triangle formed by the lines and x-axis. Please do try this. When you plot 2 lines, you will not get a triangle, but if you compare it with the x-axis and y-axis taken as the third side, you are going to get a triangle, and that is what they are saying. And here, of course, solving by elimination and substitution is very much in the course. So kindly practice all the elimination and substitution. Exercise 3.3, please do practice this. This part 6, part 4, 5, 6 are important questions. Please do that. When we look at the word problems, questions based on digit interchanging, questions based on age, and of course the speed, distance, time are important. Please go through the solved example. This example 11 is important. Okay, go through these if you have not gone through previously. And here in the next exercise, we have to use elimination and substitution. Both the methods you should know. This question number 2, part 3. This is what I was telling you about the digit interchange. This should be done. Question number 2, part 3. Please mark this important. Cross multiplication method you don't have to do. It's deleted from the course. So that we can skip. And further, when you go through this, here finding the value of P for unique solution, kindly mark this example 15 important. Unique is when A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2. And then you will cross multiply and get the value of P. Same with example 16. Mark this question number 16. I hope all of you are having a textbook in hand so that you mark. And as I'm telling you, you will mark this and you will try this later, right? Question number 2, 3.5. Question 2, kindly mark this important. These are all important questions which are likely to be asked. Then what problem? Speed, distance, time. So here this question number 4. Part number 4, places A and B are 100 kilometers apart. This question kindly mark important and do this. So this is what has to be done for linear equation in 2 variables. That is there, chapter number 3. 3.6 and all is deleted. No, don't waste your time doing all this. Then we go to further chapter 4, quadratic equations. How to solve quadratic equations. We have to definitely know how to split the middle term and find out the zero, just like you did in polynomial. So that part is okay by splitting. Please go through these solved examples. Example number 1. Check whether the following are quadratic. This can come as MCQ. The highest power should be 2. That is, the degree is 2 in a quadratic. If it is less than 2 or more than 2, it is not a quadratic. So the first exercise is quite easy. Do this fourth question number 2, fourth part. This is important. Speed, distance, time. Very, very important. We can definitely expect a question on speed, distance, time, whether it is quadratic or linear. Finding the roots by quadratic formulae, we should know. First, we'll find out the discriminant, b square minus 4ac. If discriminant is greater than 0, roots are real. And you will have 2 roots, obviously in a quadratic, distinct roots. If d is 0, that is b square minus 4ac equal to 0, roots are real and equal. And if discriminant is less than 0, then unreal roots. We don't have to solve quadratic with unreal roots. So completing the square method is deleted. Don't do those questions, please. And you are going to find the nature of the roots only by finding out the discriminant. Right? So these are the important questions I am telling you so that you can revise this in the minimum possible time. It is not possible to do the full NCERT right now. So I'm just telling you what to do, the important question that has to be done, right? So here, finding the roots of the following if they exist by quadratic formula. This I've already mentioned, how to use it. Now, when we go to the next exercise here, example 15, if you see, this is based on upstream, downstream. This is there in the course. Only linear equation, upstream, downstream is cancelled. So please do go through example number 15 here. Question number 3, part 1 and 2, very important. Please mark this, important. And if you look at this exercise, question number 8, 9, 10, 11 are very important questions. Word problems 8, 9, 10 based on speed, distance, time. 9 is very important and it's slightly different. So please do go through it. And speed, distance, time based questions 8 and 10. And I told you about the upstream, downstream. That is example number 15. Please do go through that. Nature of roots you should know. How to find out. So it's already given in bold in the NCERT. Please go through this. When do you have 2 distinct roots? When do you have equal roots? And when do you have unreal or no real roots? Right? The solved example should be done if you have not done, because these are also important. So that's about chapter 4. Now we go to chapter 5. That is arithmetic progressions. How to find out whether a series is given as an arithmetic progression or not can come in MCQ. So you will find out the common difference. If the common difference is there in any series, then obviously we can say it is in AP. Otherwise, it is not. So that can come as 1 mark, but your actual questions will start from the second exercise. So 5.1 is generally finding what is the first term, what is common difference, identifying whether it's in AP or not. Otherwise, there are two formulas in AP, that is to find out the nth term, that is a plus n minus 1d. So if I have to find the 10th term, I will use a plus 9d and do it. And if I have to find out the sum, then that is also n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. So kindly go through this example number 7. This is important. How many 2-digit numbers are divisible by 3? So what is the starting 3-digit number which is divisible by 3 is 12 and the last number is 99. So first I'm going to find out how many numbers are there by using the formula an is a plus n minus 1d. And what is your an? An is the last number of the series, that is 99. A is 12, common difference 15 minus 12, that is 3. So you will be able to get n. Now please remember, n has to be a positive whole number. It cannot be negative. It cannot be fraction. Example number 8. Find 11th term from the last term. Very important. From the end, when you're doing, you'll have to reverse the series and do it. Okay, so last term from the end. This is very important. How to do it is already there. So find the 11th term, not 11th term from the beginning. It's 11th term from the last term. So there is also one question in the exercise given like that. So please remember how to do it. Please remember the formula of simple interest, PRT by 100, and also compound interest. When you're finding the amount, P1 plus R by 100 to the power n, because in the first exercise, simple interest and compound interest, one question is there. Then we go to the exercises. These missing boxes can come for MCQs. And here, if you look at question number 13 and 14, they're important questions. And question number 16 is an important question. And 17 is very important question. Then we go to the sum of n terms. Sn is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. And Sn is n by 2a plus l. There are two formulas. Both the formulas you should know. Depending on the question, we'll have to use that. So please go through these all examples, 15 and 16 here. They're important. And in the exercise, if you look at this exercise here, question number 4 is very important, because here it's a combination question of AP and quadratic. You are going to get a quadratic when you solve this. Question number 10 is important. Question number 9 is important. 9 and 10 are very important question. And 11 also. 9, 10, 11. Kindly go through this important questions. Then question number 15, 16, 17. These word problems that you find. 15, 16, 17, 18, up to 20. These are all good questions, because it can come also as case studies where the diagram is given and you are asked many parts. So kindly go through all the word problems of AP. Right? Then we go to the next chapter, that is triangles. Now in triangles, most important, basic proportionality theorem. There is a 99% chance that that is going to come. So because all the other theorems are deleted from this, so we need to only do the basic proportionality theorem, and the possibility that it comes is very, very high. So please do go through that. The first exercise is basic concepts of similarity we should know. And these are all 1 mark questions, these which can come as MCQs. But the main part of this is the Thales theorem. It's also referred to as the Thales theorem or the basic proportionality theorem, because it was given by the Greek mathematician Thales. So this is very, very important. And we can expect this definitely as one of the questions from triangles. If you look at the exercise, the first example is important. Right? The first example and example 2. These are important questions. Kindly do that. In the second exercise, again, first and second are MCQ type of questions that can come. And here, if you look at question number 9 and 10, they're important. Do go through all this first exercise. And then in the second exercise, you have concepts of similarity, proving of triangles similar. So here also there is an important example here. Only one theorem to be done. There are many other theorems given here. No need to do all this, right? So these all questions that are given here. This example 7. Kindly go through this. This is important. Please go to example 7. Then 6.3, when I'm doing this, question number 8 is important. Question number 8, question number 10 is important. And here, if I go to question number 13, 14 and 16, 13, 14 and 16 are important questions. 12 and 14 appears to be similar, but they are actually different. When you do, you will realize that the procedure is entirely different. So please do the last few questions here, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The rest, the entire chapter is deleted, so you can skip all this Pythagoras theorem, converse of Pythagoras theorem, ratio of areas, all this is deleted. So kindly do not waste your time in doing any of these questions. So up to only 6.1 and 6.2 and 6.3 needs to be done. 6.4 onwards, so you don't have to do, right? So then we go further to chapter 7, that is coordinate geometry. In coordinate geometry, there are two formulas. One is a distance formula and the other is section formula. Both the formulas need to be done. So in the distance formula, you have to use root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. That is the formula that we are going to use. And the section formula, x is m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2. That is to find out the ratio, right? So please do that. These two formulas. The other area of triangle we don't have to do, and we don't also have to do the questions which are based on the area of triangle. That the third exercise need not be done, which is better to remember the centroid formula. X is x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3, and y is y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3. Otherwise, basically, in this chapter, you should know questions based on distance formula and section formula, right? So this exercise, if you see 7.2, this question number 3 is important. Again, as a case study, this can come. And question number 4 and 6, 4, 6, and 8 are important questions. In all these, we are using these two formulas. We also need to do the midpoint formula to find out coordinates of midpoints. If it is a midpoint, we are going to use the midpoint formula. Then we go further, we go to 7.3 is deleted, so we can skip all this. Then introduction to trigonometry. In this, the first exercise, sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec, cot, all the 6 ratios, trigonometric ratios, please do this thoroughly. And remember the values of 0, 30, 45, 60, because any question can come. So for practice, we can do all these type of questions. So this example 4 is important. Prove that 2 sin A cos A is 1, tan A is 1. So if tan A is 1, that means the ratio of the perpendicular and base is 1. So you can find out the hypotenuse and solve this. So these examples, please go through this. So most of these questions in the 8.1 are same type of questions. So you should be able to do these very easily. This question number 6, kindly mark this important, question number 6, and also question number 10. 6 and 10 are important. And here, when I look at the values, the derivation of value of 30, 45, and 60, please do this derivation, how to find out the value of 30, 45. So sometimes the question can come, find the value of sine 30 geometrically and so on. So this table you should know how to make. If you are not knowing how to make the table, it's difficult to memorize all the values. So you may have difficulty in solving the second exercise. So in the second exercise, you just have to substitute the values from the table. So you can either memorize it or you should know how to make the table. So here in this question number 3 is important. Then third exercise is deleted. This third exercise you don't have to do. This is complementary angles. In the fourth exercise, questions based on identities, very important. So you can expect one identity. The example number 13, 14, and 15. Please mark this as important. 15 is very, very important. Please do this thoroughly. And also in the exercise, you will find that the questions based on identities, that is question number 5, part 3 and 5. 3, 5, 8. These are very important example questions. Please do this 3, 5, and 8. These are specific questions. If you have not done before, you will get stuck. That's why this need to be done thoroughly once more. Even if you're done, please practice once more. In heights and distance, again, you may get one question, and this is going to be only questions based on 30 degrees, 45, and 60 degrees. Kindly go through all the solved examples because there's only one exercise here. So please go through all the solved examples of this. And if you look at the exercise, question number 2 is important. Please do that thoroughly. And the question number 10, this is important. And question number 13 and question number 15, very important. Question number 15, very important, mark these. So all the solved examples and the questions that I've told, kindly mark this and do this in the coming days before the exams. Circles, again, the first exercise is only based on MCQ. You can go through what is tangent, what is secant, the basic definitions of point of contact and so on. This is very easy exercise. And there are 2 theorems here. That is, the length of tangents from an external point to circle are equal. An angle between radius and tangent at the point of contact is 90. Both the theorems you should know. It's not as important as basic proportionality theorem, but it may be asked for 2 marks or 3 marks. Please go through both the theorems. And both the theorems are important. And example 3, very, very important. Kindly mark this. Very important. And also example 2. Both these questions, example 2 and 3, are very, very important. Please mark this because there is a chance that these type of questions can come. Here in the second exercise, the first few questions are MCQ based, but the important questions are question number 8, question number 8, question number 9, question number 11, and question number 12 and 13. These are 4 or 5 questions which are important. Please do these questions. Then we go to the next chapter, that is area related to circles. All the formulas, especially area of sector and segment, please remember, is important. Only sector and segment has to be done thoroughly. So here, considering that question number 4 is important, the first exercise. And if you look at the second exercise, you have to know what is the difference between minor sector, major sector, minor segment, major segment. Example 3, very important. Kindly mark this. Very important. And if you go to the second exercise, question number 3, that is the minute hand area swept in 5 minutes. You should know that every minute movement, what is the degrees that the minute hand moves. So question number 3, kindly mark this important. And question number 5 and 6, minor segment, major segment, length of the arc formula, this you should know. Question number 7, kindly mark this important. Right? Question number 13, kindly mark this important. Area of combination, we need not do. You can delete all this. We are not going to do any of these questions, so no need to do this. You can skip this and you can go to the 13th. Please remember all the formulas of curved surface area, total surface area, lateral surface area, volume of all the 6 figures: cylinder, cube, cuboid, sphere, hemisphere, cone. All this we need to do. Only frustum of cone is deleted. Rest of the 6 figures, please do it thoroughly. The solved examples are very important. This example 2 is very important. Please do this thoroughly. Example 3 is important. Please do this thoroughly. Example 4 is important. Please do this thoroughly. Okay. And in 13.1, question number 1, 2, 4, 5 are very important questions. 1, 2, 4, and 5 are important. And here, if you see question number 7 and 9 are important. 7, 8, and 9. All these questions are important because actually a lot of questions are deleted. So the first and second exercise, many of the questions are likely to come. If you look at the second exercise now, that is based on volumes. The question number 3 is important. Question number 4 is important. Question number 5 is important. So 3, 4, and 5 are important questions. Kindly do this. And question number 7. These are important questions. And conversion of solid, everything this need not do. It's been deleted. So kindly do not do any questions based on this. Only first and second exercise has to be emphasized on from this chapter 13. Then we go to the next part. So all this we are deleting. We go to 14, statistics. Please do this thoroughly. It's a scoring topic. Find out the mean by all the three methods. Okay, the shortcut method, step deviation method, the step deviation method, okay, and the direct method and the assume mean method. All the three methods you should know, because although they don't ask in the exam, but sometimes if they specify, we should know what is the procedure to find out the mean by all the three methods. So if you're sure of the methods, numbers can change, any question can come, no problem. So you can practice any of these questions. It doesn't matter which question. All the questions are of the same type. Procedure is same. So, but do practice the three methods, because all the three methods, it's important that you do. Right? So when the numbers are small, like in first, I can use direct method. Okay, they've asked you which method did you use for finding mean. Direct I will use because numbers are small. Otherwise, we can use assume mean method or step deviation method in these type of questions. And all these questions you can try. And question number 5 is important because here the class intervals, if you see 50 to 52, there's a gap here, 53 to 55. So the size of the class interval, if I'm adjusting this, I will subtract 0.5 from the lower limit, add 0.5 to the upper limit. So this will become 49.5 to 52.5. So size of the class interval is not going to be 52 minus 52, but it's going to be 52.5 minus 49.5. That's 3. So that's important here. And then we go to the mode. This is very simple. You have to know the formula for mode. There's only one formula. Mode is L plus F1 minus F0, 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H, where H is the size of the class interval. So if you do not know any of these topics, you can go through the playlist of the videos that I have already posted before. All the exercises I have explained. Okay, so if you have any doubt in whatever I've explained so far, in how to do it, you can go through the playlist, everything is there, right? So this is finding out the mode, second exercise. This is simplest out of the three. And then the third exercise that we have to do is find the median. Median also, there's one formula. Median is L plus N by 2 minus CF by F into H. So definitely we can expect mean median mode in the exam. And when we look at the questions, this is an important question. This is example number 8. Very, very important. Finding out the values of X and Y. The missing frequency question is important. We are going to expect this. And this is the empirical formula. Please do this. 3 median is mode plus 2 mean. This is a very useful formula. If all three are asked, if you can find out 2 and find out the third. Also, this can be used in MCQs where 2 are given and we can find out the third, right? And here, this question number is very important. That is question number 3. And question number 2 and 3 are very important questions for finding median. Rest are all similar. Here also, the size of the class interval is not continuous. So subtract 0.5 and add 0.5. So that it becomes continuous. Rest, you will find the questions direct. And the last exercise is not coming. That is the cumulative frequency curves. So you don't have to do this. Then we go to the next part, that is 15, that is probability. We can expect very few questions on this, but definitely you should know how to do the question. One formula, probability is number of favorable outcomes by total outcomes. The minimum value of probability is 0, maximum value is 1, right? So all your answers has to be between 0 and 1. Those who don't know the formation of cards, learn of that, 52 cards, how many of each type and so on. Then tossing of a coin, throwing of 2 dice and 1 dice. The 36 outcomes and 36 outcomes. So this is a simple topic in probability. Kindly go through the exercise. The exercise has all type of questions. You can go through this. So this is important. Please remember that when we throw 2 dice, there will be 36 outcomes. You should know this because questions based on 2 dice comes. Then all the 36 outcomes you will write and then only you are going to solve that. So the initial part is all MCQ type questions. And the latter part, from 14 onwards, you will get 2 mark, 3 mark questions. So you can go through all this. They are very simple type of questions. So this is what you have to do. This is the basic minimum that has to be covered before your exam. And once you cover this much, if you have time, then you can go through the sample papers which are released, and that will give you an idea. And time management is important, because otherwise you'll not be able to finish the paper. But for revision, whatever I have discussed in this video is good enough so that you get above 80%. So best wishes. I hope all of you do extremely well, and I'm sure that with this, you are going to come out with flying colors. So all the best. Thank you, and God bless you all.